and we'll roll the old printing press along. We'll roll the old printing press along. We'll roll the old printing press along, and we'll all hang out in kind. Howdy, folks, it's Johan, your favorite little ink blob, back at it today with, oh god, no, not the lava. A little bit of Celeste, but honestly, that's probably a better intro to it. Welcome in, folks. Howdy even, howdy pug. Glad you're here. Back at it today with lava, indeed. Favorite, I would say so. That's the hope. I figure if I'm the only one, most likely, you know, I can feel pretty confident in saying favorite ink blob, right? And thank you for the hydrate. There we go. Alrighty. So yeah, we be zooming. Hopefully, I can remember how the hell we were doing this, because it's been a week. Okay. Oh, right. Duh. We'll get this. Make this emote wiggle. I would like to do some more animated stuff, and I think I could probably do it with that. Just keep in mind, I think that... I forget exactly how that works, but I don't think that the animated emotes are just available to everyone. I think that's one of those things that, like, requires subscription, which... Like, those are things... I feel bad because I have not been putting as much into, like, actually improving some of the stream tech as I would like to. Hey, welcome in, Robert. Because I've mostly honestly just been trying to make sure I actually sit down and, like, do the pre-record, sit down and find time to stream. I do want to make a couple of things, because we've had some ideas we've talked about on stream. But I do know that if there are things I'm going to be spending time on, because, like, in case, you know, it's not obvious, I don't really push subscription or anything. You know, me who basically did not want to affiliate for a few months because I'm like, I don't want to introduce money to the equation and make things weird for folks. Boop. But, oh god. Ah! So, I don't want to invest, like, too much time in that. Like, I appreciate that there are folks who do subscribe, but that's cherry on top, right? I should do some more stuff for it, but, like, that's when I'm not putting in the effort I want to be on just, like, general stuff. I still owe you guys, like, the lore write-up, which has been kicking around in the back of my head, but woof. Why was C scared of Celeste? Because it doesn't like being forced to make a soft sound? I don't know. Always wonder what I do daily? I mean, it varies a bit, because Celeste ate C. Ha 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 ha. Oh, ha 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 ha. Hilarious. I don't know, day in the life of Johan? Hey, welcome in, so. Oh, why can I... Skella glitch. I don't... Man, I was struggling to make a sk sound for some reason. Yeah, I don't know. Day in the life of Johan usually involves waking up, spending probably like an hour in bed, pretending that I'm not awake. Sometimes reading like Reddit and social media stuff, which I'm trying to cut down on significantly and replace with more of my language practice. Speaking is hard sometimes. And then usually skipping breakfast because I feel queasy in the mornings. Trying to knock out a couple of like simple productivity things. And then doing like a little bit of like, I don't know, a little bit of a game or two, just like personal stuff. I've been playing a lot of Hearthstone Battlegrounds, occasionally like some Genshin Impact. And then, yeah, I don't know, like, I pepper in a lot of stuff. I try to have some variety because that's something that I've struggled with, but yeah, we did 12-hour streams. We did 2 of them? Because we did... For 50 followers, we did a 12-hour stream where I was thinking that I would do it as like, oh, sort of like chain through roguelikes until I get a successful run. Which, it turns out that I'm pretty bad at roguelikes, despite enjoying those a lot. Well, hey, the recording of that is on the YouTube channel if you want to check that out, Avon. And then we did do a second one where it was for 100 followers, where it was just like community favorites, and that was where we got the terrifying quantity of Jump King ravens and such. Yee! Helped keep me sane. I will say, doing the roguelike one, that was yeah, the roguelike one, I think doing original Rogue was really cool, but it was a combination of I started at a time that I don't think worked for a lot of the viewers. And then secondly, words. I think Rogue is just kind of boring to watch. I thought it was super cool, like, getting to see the origins of the genre, but, like, it's a text-based game, right? Like, it's not super visually appealing. And does not hold up to a lot of, like, modern standards. Oh, God. Okay. Right. We drop down. No! Okay, I got out of sync there, but we're already getting back there. We've only been doing this for 10 minutes. We'll get there. Oh, yes, the Raven invasion and the art. Yee! It was very fun. I'm still happy that I'm still finding time to stream, but I do miss some of the just, like, insanity that we got up to when this was just kind of like the one thing in my day, right? I still think, like, my personally probably favorite stream, just hands down all time, was the one where we did word draw, because that was so fun and not something I expected at all going into it. That was just, huh, look at this neat game. Oh, we'll do it for, I don't know, maybe an hour, and then 5 hours later, oh god. Oop. But then you get busy, you have life things. It's quite terrible. But we soldier on. Blah. Oh, and I should say, Wednesday, the pre-record that will be coming out is me actually playing through the Lingo 2 demo. So I have now done the thing. Oh my god. But I've now done the thing. I am very excited for what actual Lingo 2 is going to be like, but yeah. Only reason why I didn't start game dev earlier is I don't have stuff for art like pixel art or Blender. Well, I mean, like, Blender, last time I checked, Blender is free. Pixel art, you can do it in, a drawing software that I use a lot of, yeah, Blender is free, that's what I thought. But I used to use Clip Studio Paint because I bought myself, or no, actually, no, I didn't buy it myself. I was gifted a Wacom Intuos tablet, which was really nice. I still use it for a lot of stuff. I actually mostly use it for like drawing while tutoring, but it came with a free lifetime subscription for Clip Studio Paint. Unfortunately, it's not transferable as much as one would like. But when I lost that, switched over to Krita Paint, which is a really awesome bit of free drawing free drawing software. And I mean, as long as you scale stuff down enough, anything can be a pixel art, can be a pixel art tool. And if like you want to invest a little money in it, a lot of my pixel art I use Asprite for. ASEPRITE, is really handy because it helps you do the animation in the thing, but it's free but doesn't run on your PC. Oh, gotcha. Oh god, GIMP has scared me when I've done stuff. De Yohani! Welcome in, Tim. Yes, indeed, we're here. Oh, hey, welcome in, Impact. There's a concert by a band I quite enjoy near me in a little bit, but they're the type of band that makes good music, but I'm not sure could pull off a good live show. Tickets are not free and I'm torn. Oh, Yeah, that's a little tough. I mean, have they done live shows before? Because, like, something that I think is a really good tool... Oh, hey, also, welcome in, Corker. I think a really good tool for that is go see if you can find some, like, recordings of live shows, and then get, like, a feel for it of... like, you know, you'll never get the, like, exact... It's camp? I assume they would have? I don't know that, but yeah, no, I highly recommend looking at that because that gives you some basic idea of what it's gonna be like. Because, like, you know, Pink Floyd, it's the vibe of, like, watching an Animals concert and, like, the Battersea Power Plant and the Floating Pig. That's never going to be the same energy as, like, actually being there. Which, Tim, I think you said that you did, you went to the Us and Them tour, right? Which, if I remember correctly, still had, like, the pig balloon. And, like, that's so much cooler in real life. But you still get, like, the idea of it, right? From watching stuff. You can go, oh, like, that's going to be awesome if I get to actually do it. Although this is not a drill tour. Hell yeah. A flying sheep. Oh, interesting. Well, I do suspect that the feelings he... Based on how Roger Waters seems to feel about the world, I would be unsurprised with the sheep being how he felt most people were being these days. Need new Johan art, not gonna lie. Yeah, I don't really know what to do for it. I could try, like, Johan in an alternate style, maybe, but I'm not that good of an artist. Also officially started Undertale Genocide Run. I did see that. I was taking a look to check in on you since I have not been able to make it to a stream for a while because retail schedules are whack and then a whole bunch of job apps and whatnot. But yeah, I saw that you've started that, and I'm excited. I'm hoping that I can, at the very least, like, watch part of the VOD, and then hopefully we can pop in for stuff, because, hoo boy, it is indeed harder. Yup. Actually add fan-made Johan animation? I mean, I would argue that some of, like, the game stuff we've seen would count. Oh, Johan Baba animation. Also, welcome in, Nobo. Hello. A very important announcement. Might be changing your OC, like, from a steel raven to a broken stone statue. Don't know if I'll change it, though, but okay. Noted. Yeah, Rhythm Doctor Johan. Like, that involved animation. Boop, boop, boo doop, boop. The Babahan. What coincidence. I get my Prime sub back the same day I have my next psychology visit. Well, hey! It's a little treat. No non-pixel art fan-made Johan animation. This is true. But, like, pixel art animation is... Like, I think pixel art is something that I really enjoy. Like, I personally enjoy the aesthetics, which is part of why I think I started trying to mess around with it more. But also just, like... It's... I like subtle movement in art, and I think pixel art is so good for that, because doing it with, like, traditional animation... Trying to get everything to, like, line up well so that it's not jittering too much is really tough. So, like, if that's part of the artistic style you want to go for, right, is the, like, sort of shifting around, I've done that for a couple of things. But in addition to, hot take, I think traditional art, or traditional artistic styles compared to pixel art is way tougher. I don't think that's actually that hot of a take, but, so in addition to just being, like, tougher to get things to look the way you want, I think it's also tougher from just, like, a purely mechanical standpoint to get things to operate, or to be in the placement that you want. Boop. Do I know how to play chess? I do. I was told that I was not entirely terrible by Alyssa, who is quite good at chess. Should have an animation of Johan Flip. True. I guess that the Johan Flip is also a form of animation, although not fan-made. Do an animation practice thing with Johan Blob? That would be adorable. I was just taking some initiative and hydrating myself and almost spilled it all over my computer. Waha! Pixel art animation is an unsolvable mystery, and those who can do it are magicians. I don't know, at least personally, I find it a lot easier than other forms. There are some people who can do it really well. I want to be very clear. Like, the level of pixel art that I'm at is nowhere near where I would love it to be, and there are people who can do some totally gorgeous things. But for doing just, like, simple idle animations and just, like, adding a little bit of movement to a piece, it's not that bad. 248 out of 266 achievements in DBD. Dead by Dawn? Or Dead by Daylight? Thanks, Twitch, for not letting me type on chat for 30 seconds. Weird. Tried to make a game? Yeah, again, just pick a thing and tinker with it. Dead by Daylight, okay. That's the, I think I actually have that. That's the, like, you have one person playing as a killer and the rest are survivors, and, like, you put people on meat hooks, and there's a chance to rescue them. That game? Boop. Oh, purple and green are complementary, are they not? Actually, I think they, like, very objectively are not, but I like them together. Yes? Okay. Okay. Yeah, it seems fun. Pink. Dun dun dun. Purple is complementary with yellow? Really? Then it might be with green? I don't know. Also, new thing I'm doing is excessively playing Ultra Kill for some reason. Huh. Because sometimes the obsession is real. Boop. Boop, 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 boop. Only 18 left. That's super impressive. Now, the question is, are those, like, the hardest achievements where it's, like, that's going to take a long while? Or is that, like, we're gonna be able to crank those out at a pretty reasonable pace? Yeah, okay, yeah, ain't that the way. I do not tend to be a completionist very much for that reason. Ah. Because yellow has no purple, or rather, purple has no yellow. Gotcha. So green wouldn't because there's a little bit of blue? Okay. I may need to invest in an actual controller, which is granted a little easier having a job with actual income. But yeah, the buttons are starting to stick. I may also just, like, crack this open and see if I can fix it, but we'll find out. Our count was 15, and in the span of a week, it has more than doubled. Hot damn. Well, that seems like good advertisement for Ultra Kill. Hell yeah. Boop. Boop. Nah. Oh, no. Imagine the only colors are red, blue, and yellow, and you can only divide them in 2 groups, and those 2 groups are complementary, I think. Okay. Oh, I will say, speaking of, like, being a good review for Ultra Kill, while I was coming online, I did take a quick peek. One of my Twitch notifications was, oh, look, there's new, what did they call them? But basically, there's new, like, reward campaigns that you can do. I'm looking at them, I'm like, oh, sponsorships, there we go, that's the word. I'm like, it's not subscriptions. But there's sponsorships you can do through Stream Elements. And, like, I'm aware that those are, like, not fantastic, but just, like, looking at it, dear God, that made me laugh, because the only game on there where I'm like, this is a game that I could ever see myself playing is Roblox, and that is purely because I know nothing about it, and from an educational perspective would be interested in learning a bit. But at the same time, like, I don't know, being, like, I have to assume, I didn't actually, like, read the contractual obligations, but I have to assume that they won't give you money for giving, like, actual critique. Yeah, I do, my understanding of it is that it is a platform that people can make games on, and then there's, like, people who will, like, get, you know, basically it's community developed mini games, and then that has become incredibly popular. Which, so, you know, it's like, I'm vaguely interested in finding out more about it at some point, but I'm also not like, oh boy, this seems like what I want. It uses Lua. Ah. Properly, these groups are magenta and green, cyan and red, yellow and blue. Oh, gotcha. So, on sort of opposite ends of the spectrum. Also working on the Celeste map that uses an Ultra Kill song. Ah, neat. City the animation. Up, up, up. Because some games are actually pretty fire. Okay. You can actually get money on it. Yeah. So most games are gambling because of course they are. Yeah, no. Because my understanding is that... Okay. I don't even think I've seen gameplay of any sort of Roblox game. Like, legitimately. But, what I have heard about is that there's been some, like, significant ethical controversy about, like, how things are set up, how developers are being paid, how, it's, you know, kind of targeting folks and such. But, like, for a platform who seems to operate on the basis of getting people to develop things by paying them money for that development, which, granted, is also how most games work, but not usually crowdsourced. I'm deeply unsurprised that gambling-related games would be kind of the biggest thing, because it's almost like gacha games and loot boxes are things that make a lot of money, because those work on really strong dopaminergic systems, and people like that kind of periodic reinforcement. Casinos? What? So, plus, I think a lot of them tend to be, I don't want to say necessarily low effort, because there are a number of them that, like, a lot of actual development effort and art has been put into, but you can make a very bare bones gacha kind of game that will still be successful and make a lot more money than an equivalent difficulty thing that's trying to actually be a game, right? You know, it's a lot more effort to make a Balatro, and a lot less likely for that to actually pay off. Like, you should not try and make the next Balatro to make money. If you want to make a game like Balatro for the love of it, which is, as I understand it, why Balatro was made, and then, oh boy, that took off. You know, it's a lot easier to pump out 3 games where you just make a couple of assets that people roll for, and then can trade or have just very different stats. And it's like, ah, yes, we can have you do it as a tower defense thing. Cough, cough, Arknights, which I do play. You can keep development costs down while still making something that people will shove money into with gacha and other gambling type mechanics, I guess is what I'm trying to say. It is a better economic proposition. The problem started when casinos and games for kids started being comparable together. Yes, yeah. Well, yeah, because kids fundamentally don't have the money for it, so where is that money coming from? You're tapping into a young market that is less equipped to regulate themselves well, and then on top of that is taking money usually not from sources they should be, and there's only so much you can do to protect that information as kids get smarter and smarter about being able to use, you know, their parents' credit card. Boop boop. But yeah, you know, I am someone who, by and large, thinks, by and large, I tend to be like, you know, kind of let people do what they want to do, but like, I think it's reasonable to regulate, you know, advertising cigarettes to kids and such, and there's a lot of gambling type stuff out there that is not being considered gambling for the purpose of restricting advertisement. City the Animation is an anime adaptation of the manga City, which is about people in a city. It is a sequel to the manga Nichijou, okay. It also got an anime adaptation. Both are basically comedy anime, however Nichijou feels more like dank memes the anime, and City actually has a plot of sorts. Say anime because the animation actually looks like a manga come to life. Oh, gotcha, interesting. You're 98% sure that you found me on Steam. I'm going to be real with you. It's probably difficult to find me on Steam just on the, like, sorry, let me rephrase that. It's incredibly easy to find me on Steam because my Steam has popped up on streams before. Like, if you want my Steam ID, like, sure, we can do that. But if you're having fun looking for it, sure, have fun doing that. But I keep stuff privated, and it's not named Johan. My level is 9. Boop, boop, boop. Bum, ba-dum, bum, ba-dum, bum. Okay. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-ba. This isn't me. Uh-huh. Womp. You're so sure. Well, other details I can give you. I have no profile picture. Bum 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 bum. Scream jar? Okay, now see, this interests me. Why did you think it was Scream Jar? Yeah, no profile pic. Like, what? I'm so deeply confused as to what circumstances would lead you to believe this. Were you like looking through people's game libraries? Because Jar and it looks like me. Gotcha. Yeah, yeah, no profile picture. There is nothing that I can think of that would tie Johan Plays Things to my Steam account, other than the fact that it has been shown on stream a few times. Not super recently, but usually in the earlier days when I was still getting used to how I was setting up my screen capture. Profile picture is silly on Steam. Is it not the little smiley face that you use for a lot of stuff that I love dearly? It's no profile image but upside down. Okay, that's pretty great. The intentional blankness is great. Going to my VODs? Alright. Super Sleuth Avon over here. Bup 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 bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Ah. Okay. We can salvage this, surely. My friends are like, you should have a profile picture, and then you met the letter of the law, but perhaps not the intent. Which we love. We love some good kind of malicious compliant adjacent stuff. Ah, I tried to get too fancy there. Ah, hoo, 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 hoo. I did get utterly put on blast by some of my friends a few months ago for not setting a like background on my phone. Yeah, the little, I guess, yeah, not a smiley face, but like the little grumpy emoticon. It's very good though. No, I was a default background phone girly, and a lot of my friends were like, no, this cannot stand, you need to pick something. Also have the standard background still? Hell yeah! Like, yeah, I was just like, I don't know, I don't spend a lot of time looking at the background on my phone, but sure, fine. If it will make people stop screaming at me, I'll do it. No, see, that's unfortunately, I've defected. But I appreciate it. Please, you two stand strong, but I found a really nice bit of, fan art of Yokohama Shopping Log that I've got on there, which, honestly, it does make me happy, so, like, I understand it, but no lock screen photo, no background, just neutral dark color. Hell yeah. Oh, no. Oh, oh my god. We survived that. That does not feel like we should have. No! Oh, man. Evil. Nichijou is about two groups of characters, the schoolgirls and the family dynamic that is made up of a 6-year-old kid who made a robot girl that acts like an older sister and a talking cat. On second season, both groups meet together. I don't actually know how to explain the anime properly because I've seen a little bit of it and we've talked about it. It's the one that's kind of like absurdist, right? Just put it upside up. Put an image of it in the memes channel. Okay, wait. Yeah, we've got a little pause. I will say, oh my god, because like the Caterpillar brand of excavator, very nice, an actual cat, hilarious. But no, I will say it's funny that I have finally broken and put a background on my phone, because I was so tolerant of I don't care about adding anything to it that my old phone had ads on the lock screen. That was what it put on there if you didn't put a background. I'm like, yeah, this is fine. I'll get advertised to on the lock screen. It's like I don't look at it. It doesn't bother me that much. And yet somehow having an image put there intentionally is making me happy. So I don't know. This whole decorating thing is confusing. Up. Alrighty, come on. We've gotten a few times where we've like just lightly kissed our PB. Let's actually get a new one. Even better. Let's finish this level. Ah, no. First build battle episode of Alan Becker, or I am contextless. Oop. Ah. Okay, gotcha. That does remind me, I was watching... Okay. I am a little stressed out, trying to, like, manage the 2 part-time jobs while trying desperately to get my foot in the door with some other ones. Animation versus Minecraft. Huh. But, one of my, like, very big comfort shows is, well, it's not even like what, just anything Gordon Ramsay just apparently soothes my soul. I just need that man yelling angrily at people who are trying their best in tough circumstances. So, but I typically go with like Kitchen Nightmares, but I was watching some like Hell's Kitchen clips last night, and I had never come across the winner of season 6. I've never actually like watched a full Hell's Kitchen season. I've watched a few full episodes, but never a full season. And I may need... That was goofy. Bleh. I may need to try and watch season 6 at this point. Wait, can we... There is a way of doing this. I remember we were talking about this last time. There we go. But yeah, I don't think I can get the angle super consistent. Yeah. But the winner of season 6 was a guy who early on in the season, they'll sometimes do like little punishments if they fail a challenge. And for some reason, the punishment was to clean a fire engine. I'm guessing because they were cooking for a fire department. And the guy got his hand and wrist stuck in the fire engine and just sort of pulled it out and went, something has gone wrong here, but I'm on this show and I can't let it be wrong. Turns out he had gotten a fracture in his wrist. But basically just got it put in a cast and then continued on with one fully functional arm, fortunately his dominant one, and then his thumb and arm on his left side in a cast, so only the, like, 4 non-thumb fingers free, and still managed to win the season. And it was just very interesting to me, because I've never really thought about how I would adapt, like, cooking, which is just a very basic, like, life thing for me. How I would adapt that to having one arm that could basically only act like a cudgel. It was, I don't know, it was just one of those things where I'm like, this is actually like getting me to think about my life in a different way. That was interesting. So may have to watch that season. I highly recommend watching at least just like clips. His name was Dave and went by the One-Armed Bandit. But just like take a look at this man powering through with one arm. It's quite impressive. Might have made a Johan pixel art. Hell yeah. Is there someone here who's seen Psyche K? I don't know. We don't have Ink Stew here to just like be utterly ravening about it. I think Tim has. Yeah. Boop, 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 boop. Ah, gotcha. Must be in the Psyche K mines. What? 128 by 128, that is, I guess quadruple the size of the biggest pieces I tend to do. Yeah, Ink Stew. Ink Stew was the big fan of Psyche K. Bam, bam, bum. Ah. Bump, 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 bump. Come on, me. We can do this. We just have to believe. I love how I always forget how wide the pot actually is, right? Well, you don't want it to tip over and have all the ink pour out. That would just be problematic. Okay. This is the run. Well, so much for confidence. Sadness. Well, so about that confidence. I think I realized something about myself, and it's that I don't know when games are bad unless they are really bad, so like the term mediocre is non-existent to me. At least I was confident, yeah. It's either good or bad. Well, that's... I think I've talked about it a little bit before. I think I do a very bad job of letting things be at one pole or another, so I guess kind of opposite problem, because there's a lot of things that I really enjoy that I'll still say, like, objectively I don't think this is great, but I still like it, and so I will recommend it. I'm like, but I don't know if it's good. I don't know if that's just because, like, I actually have more social embarrassment and shame than I think I do, or if it's just because I'm a very critical person of media that other people send to me, and so I feel the need to be, like, hypercritical of the stuff I consume as well. If it's mediocre, I don't know which one it is, I will never be sure. Just reminded me of a game? Okay. Boop. Boop. If you didn't tell me that one Lesbian Bear anime was bad, I wouldn't have actually noticed it is bad. Well, it's, yeah, and I still need to watch that. It's just like, it's one of those ones, there are things that exist in the, like, so bad it's good kind of category, and then there's, like, the so bad it's just bad, and then, I don't know, there's that sort of, like, little curve of, it's genuinely really bad is like the far bit, and then it sort of peaks up a little bit at like so bad it's good, and then it goes back into just like so bad it's bad. Or no, mediocre. There we go. Sorry, I was like, why is that a curve? No, that doesn't work out. But yeah, you've got genuinely bad, so bad it's good, mediocre sort of dips down in enjoyment level again, and then you've got like a few degrees of like, no, this is like, this is fair, this is reasonable. It's not necessarily like amazing, but it's pretty good, up through like, you need to watch this, I will strap you into a chair, Clockwork Orange Ludovico technique style, you need to watch this. I think Lesbian Bear Storm is kind of in the like, so bad it's good, because you're just confused all the time, but couldn't find my account. I think it's, yeah, like, genuinely, I don't think that's a super easy thing. But Memora, it's a game like The Witness, and it's a game I feel very weirdly about because it's interesting. It looks cool. It has some good puzzles, but there's a lot of things it does badly, especially the late game puzzles can just glitch out randomly. Oh, gotcha. So, like, it's got some really good concepts, but the execution needs a lot of help, kind of deal? Totally not making Johan animation? Oh, certainly not. Like the perfect middle of being bad and good. Gotcha. Speaking of so bad it's good, Flint and Steel. The Minecraft movie appears to be completely but since everyone knows it's bad, people just don't take it seriously and it becomes absurd. You should have seen the clips of people losing their minds on theaters when Steve says, "I am Steve." Fascinating. I feel like it is great when you can like stop taking stuff seriously. I think like that's kind of like Rocky Horror Picture Show level. Whoop. Dead Cells, but it is Johan. I still haven't played Dead Cells. It is on sale right now, but I'm also looking at my game budget and moving out. I'm like, plus I've got a lot to get through. I will say, I am. Oh no! I am super excited though. So the pre-record that's coming out tonight is the end of my second run through Nier. And it's interesting. My brain is melting a little bit, and I was going to record the next one for next Monday before hopping on, but then I went, oh, I need to finish my laundry and I don't know, eat food. So I'll probably be doing that tonight, but I am over the moon. I know that is not one that people have been following a whole bunch, but Nier is a fascinating game, and it is something that, speaking of like bad and good, it's got a lot to say, and so far it really hates me trying to listen to it. Like it is a game that feels bad to play, but it's interesting what it's trying to do, and I'm excited and hopeful that it will feel a little better in this third run, because I think there's going to be some big moving and shaking. So, if there's anyone interested in that, be excited. I'm excited. But also, was thinking of that because, like, there is a lot of stuff to get through, just in general. I've got so many games where I'm like, oh, I want to do this. Nier is kind of like my big, ongoing, long playthrough one right now. And I've got so many other ones like that, I don't know when we're going to finish getting through Nier. So, we'll probably hold off on Dead Cells, unfortunately. Despite my finger hovering over the buy button. Don't have the money to buy, bots are stupid? Sadness. They literally have to stop the movie because people start throwing all the popcorn and shouting? Gotcha, huh. See, I don't know, to me that feels like they need to just not stop the movie because that's part of the experience. Like, you wouldn't stop a screening of Rocky Horror Picture Show because people throw toilet paper. That's just part of it. If it really wants to get the, like, cult classic, let's actually have this be some fun kind of level, they need to buy into the audience participation. Boop. Love accidentally doing complex tech? I feel, yeah. That is neat. I think, I don't know if I've done that much in Celeste, but I feel like we did that in Rainworld a few times. I always felt super cool, and then dashed down right and accidentally demo dashed. Ah! Dun dun dun. An RTS pre-record? Could be cool. I know you've mentioned enjoying some of them before. Yes. I think we've talked about that before. May do Age of Empires at some point. Which caused you to die. Uh-oh. I think I'm trying to... I guess I've really only ever done the Age of series as... are the only, like, RTS games I've played. Oh man, you know what I should see if I can do? I should see if I can get an external disk drive and see if I can boot up friggin' Age of Mythology, the Titans expansion. Oh, the good old days. I just remember, I finally found the name of an anime I started to watch a long time ago on Prime. It was about this boy and girl, and one of them could time travel. I don't know who, and the last thing I remembered is that the boy had to kill himself at some point and go back in time to the first Thanksgiving and get turkeys off the menu. I mean, move the plot along in some way I forgot about. Guess I need to start the anime again and pay more that sounds fascinatingly, utterly strange. Someone brought an actual chicken to the movie for Chicken Jockey? Huh. You don't know how they got a literal chicken, though. So, here's this fun thing, Robert. There are people who actually raise live chickens, and many of them you can pay money to get a chicken. There's also a lot of pet stores that will have, like, little baby chickens called chicks. And you can even buy those. A lot of people will do them to, like, die for different holidays, which has some ethical concerns, but still means that you can obtain a chicken. Oh, through, not though. Gotcha. How did security not notice? I don't know. Possibly sedate the chicken? And just hide it well? Got another achievement. I'm doing the last few killer adepts I need to do, and 2 people sent me the message saying I suck at the game. Firstly, I don't, you are, and secondly, I'm doing killer adepts. Yes, the opinions of other people on how you play a game are not things to take to heart. Sakurada Reset. I thought it was called Sagrada Reset. Ah. Guess what? Chicken butt? What? Ba-ba-ba. Another one of the games that I definitely need to get to for pre-records is One Shot. That's one that I'm very much looking forward to. Hey, welcome in Itnia. Wow. I'm going to struggle with that one. Because I'm trying to read it as like infinity. Infitim. Bleh. Is it okay if I call you Infitum? Welcome in. Hope you're doing well. Welcome to weird little PNG tuber yaps a lot while ostensibly trying to beat a game. Oh, you're doing the exact text value of the color? It's not my fault I'm doing everything in my power level to my power to kill every survivor using only 3 perks that come with a specific color. That's the dev's fault. Said chicken butt in a game on Roblox. I got brutally murdered 2 seconds later. Not even kidding. Like, people did not like it, or... Bop. Bop. May notice quickly, the game is a subcategory. The main category is just talking. Exactly. Boop. Until we get serious. Until we're like, wait, we're right there. Well, oh, that was okay. That was kind of fun. It just kind of gave me a little pat on the butt and boosted us forward. No, the murderer chased you while everyone was just watching. The council decided. They went, no, we cannot handle the chicken butt as is said. Brain. Nope. Okay. Does anyone else do that sometimes, where you are having a thought and you're articulating a thought, and while selecting the next word, you proceed to have the conversation, but you don't verbalize it? Because I just finished that sentence. I don't remember exactly how I finished that sentence in a way that I could, or how I finished what I was saying aloud so I could not pick it back up. But having a thought can't relate. Yeah, no, fair enough. Thought's hard. You know exactly what I'm talking about? Good, I'm glad it's not just me. Krill issue? Are krill ever an issue? I think they're just funky little guys. But yeah, like, I know that that felt a lot more, like, I don't know, the screen looked a lot more misty than I'm used to. Boop. Okay, focusing. Bam, bam, bam. Bam. Okay, I needed to not use that dash there, I think? Oh no, I think that was a new PB. I'm not 100%, but I think that was the furthest we've gotten. I think we can all relate to suddenly forgetting what you were thinking and having to reenact your thought process to get back, but sometimes you just can't get it back. Sometimes the brain just doesn't. No, new PB. Yo, that one block, yeah. Was that the end? I'm not 100% sure. We could check on binoculars, but you've died on that part an unreasonable amount of times. Oh no. Trouble with this ending bit is that you have to wait for the ice to sink lower before you hit the switch. Yeah, that's kind of what I was getting, because it looks like a place where you need to... It looks like a place where you need to be using the molten block to boost with it, which is evil. Okay. Ah, I was trying to slow roll it a bit more, but... Thank you for the hydrate. Wait, what after I beat this? After I beat this, we finally get to do Farewell. And then, once we beat Farewell, 3 years from now, we'll do some Celeste net, and then we'll move on to the Witness. A step closer to salvation. Although I kind of like a step clover. Funky little plant. And then fun modded things with Celeste net. Yeah. Sandwich cycle gets a little whack after the Flappy Birds. I love calling it the sandwich cycle. Why did I never think of that? Corker, that's brilliant. Even if you were not the one who came up with that, I'm still going to give you credit. The sandwich cycle is such a perfect way of describing the up and down. Whoop. Hey, it's T West Cat. How's it going? Oh god, I was getting too far forward. Oh no. No! Guy who is not a species of selectively bred dogs who have serious breathing problems. Someone's gotta love pugs. Did my eyes get bigger, or am I just tweaking? I have not modified it, so... It's because the up and down lava ice is called the sandwich lava. It makes such good sense! I've never heard it called that. That's so good. So my very legal page for watching anime isn't loading. Oh no! But yes, glad you're here, T West. Hope you're doing well. Welcome in. Bup, 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 wom, wom, wom. Ah. The bumpers love to mess with me. Or I love to mess with the bumpers, and they don't love me back. What? Okay. Bam, bam. I think doing a straight across first is probably actually good there, because we often fail on getting enough horizontal distance. There. I can just find another one, but now I have to remember in which episodes I was on each one. Ah, yes. But I really don't want to have to keep track of the things I'm watching, please. I did actually kind of get sick of not being able to remember all of the, like, shows I've watched and the books I've read. So it's not comprehensive, and I should probably actually move it over into, like, a Google Sheet. But I currently have a... I've got, like, a little personal Discord server where I just, like, keep notes of things. And I've got a channel dedicated to, like, jotting down when I've finished a show or whatnot, so that I can start actually, like, remembering the things. The personal Discord server, it's great! One of my friends did it, and I was like, oh, that's a neat idea, and then they said, you should do it, and I went, you're right, I should. It's great for just putting down the little thoughts to scream into the void and, like, jotting down. It's like, oh man, you know, where was that cool tutorial that I was watching? And then it's like, oh right, I put in my tutorials channel. It's where I keep a lot of my recipes and whatnot. I should be punished for what? Which very legal site? Asking for a friend. So I can avoid it, right? Do what you want, what a pirate can be. You are a pirate. But yeah, No, they're genuinely very great, very therapeutic. Highly recommend. I've also been trying to. I've miserably failed, as I do with every time I start a journaling project. But I've been trying to do like a daily journal to just like take 15 minutes at the end of the day to like think back about what I did, because I have a tendency sometimes to kind of let life run me rather than running life. So just like remembering, oh hey, I actually did things today, but me randomly during streams. Oh cool, I got a notification. Dang it. No, I do not want to buy Amazon Plus. Don't know how many times did this while watching streams, but it's too many. Dun dun dun. The ads, so strong. Also, the map I'm making for Celeste, I would say you could play it once you do CelesteNet things, but that requires me to actually finish, and also you to knowing some funny tech that is used a bit. Okay. Well, I mean, again, my kind of policy on Celeste after we finished Farewell, I do not have any more like strong feelings about like pursuing it more deeply. So at that point, like if people want to say like, hey, here's this neat thing you can do, spoil me on the all the tech. I'm here for it. Like, go for it at that point. Farewell is sort of the end of what I am particularly caring about in this game. Well, crap, time to find a new, very legal way of watching anime. Guess I'll note the animes down while I still can. Yeah. Like reverse tech? I like reverse tech. Uh-oh. Reverse tech sounds menacing. It's like negative numbers in math. Best way to learn tech is strawberry gems. That makes sense. Boop. 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 Those are really good. Alright. People actually working on tutorials for things. Insane. Phew, no one has confused me with a dog yet. I guess I'll be fine to not worry about that for now. Indeed. We do our best to think that you are a cat. Potato? Typically that doesn't have an E at the end, but I have seen people write it that way. Same thing with tomato. What else? What else would fit that? Pole. Poo. A poolie? Potato. What else can it be? Pool, yes. Are there, like, okay, any legitimate words? Because I know what they're going for, and so help me if you do. Ah, Pookle, of course. Pookle, honestly, very fun dice-based game. Pookinglia, of course. My favorite town in, I want to say, Wales. Yeah, no, Pookle, it's like a press your luck dice game. You roll, usually it's like 6 dice, and then you score on, I think it's 1s and 5s, and then like certain sort of, poker hands kind of equivalent. And then you have to like remove the scoring dice, and then you can keep going. If you use all of your dice, you can go again from the beginning with those points still on the line. But if you ever try and roll, yes, you have discovered what I was trying to pass off as Pookle. It is in fact Farkle. Nope. That's the name is not Pookle. It is typically called Farkle, but yes. Farkle is something I do want to one of the things I've been tinkering with, I've talked about it a bit. But I do want to try and make some games. Betting my left kidney, that's fake? No, Farkle is a real game. It's not called Pookle, but I was talking about Farkle, which is real. Boop, boop, boop. Farkle. Farkle. Farkle is a family dice game with varying rules. Alternate names and similar games include Dix Millie 10,000, Cosmic Wimpout, really, Chicago Greed, Hot Dice, Vol Latte, Squelch, Zilch, and Zonk. Welcome in, Carsey. What's your problem? You've reached the Johann helpline. How may we assist you today? But yeah, no, like this is legitimately a game. And then if you ever roll no points, it's called a Farkle or whatever the alternate thing is. Dang, now I own the same kidney to like 12 people. You know, maybe you can rather than donating immediately, maybe you can sell like kidney futures so they can each take like a 1/12 claim, which they can which they'll be able to get or receive upon your death. Like, I'm sure there's ways to work it out. You have school, and it starts at 9. Okay. But the attendance starts at 9:05. Okay. This does not seem like a significant problem. Fun fact. Euchre is a card game using only a few types of cards from a normal deck of cards, and someone made a mass-produced version where it's only the cards that it uses. Okay. And nothing else. So if you buy it, you can only play Euchre, which is useless because you can use a normal deck of cards. And now what you do with those few cards, you can't play anything else with it. That's quite funny. Like, if you're there at 9:05, you're on time. Okay, the problem is selling your kidney on the stock market now? Hell yeah. The initial public offering. So that's pronounced Euchre, right? Or am I tripping? They made a rule for specifically me that if I'm late, I have to be there early the next day? Oh, interesting. But today I was there at 9:04, and they are mad at me for being late. Oh, interesting. Huh. I said it right the first time? Euchre? Okay. Oh, I see the EU, and I assume it's like Euler, right? But okay, Euchre. Bump bump. Have 10% of the profit. Honestly, that's a really big bit of royalties. Like Eucharist? Ah, okay. Kidneys are so last year. Bladders are so in season right now. Yes. Give me 10% of your kidney for 10% of the profit. I mean, seems fair. You gotta pay something for the equity. What do? So what do you do about that? I mean, like, if it is legitimately the policy that you aren't late if it's 9:04, explain that. We riot. Yes, indeed. Foment revolution. Use your school lunch not for eating, but to buy the services of other child mercenaries. Well, there's no policy? They tried to hide it from us. Ah, I see. Yeah, when it's not written policy, it makes it a lot tougher. I did not get in trouble much, but the few times where I did in school, I was a little rules lawyer who looked at how the wording was and was typically right. But when I pointed out, they admitted, I see. So they just don't like it, but aren't willing to fix it. I mean, unfortunately, the thing about school is they're kind of given leeway to, like, just kind of do what they want, which sucks. Not a rules lawyer, but I am in the right here. Yeah, and I don't know the people involved. There's a number of things I don't know, so I can't, like, provide an exact action plan. And unfortunately, sometimes it just kind of boils down to they're just kind of able to get away with it, and it sucks, and I'm sorry. Ah! If you don't like it, put in the rules. That is how it should work. I don't want to be at school at 8:30 tomorrow. It's understandable, but fundamentally, like, the rule about you coming in early is also kind of made up, and that's... If they have a bee in their bonnet about it, you know... Monopoly, the game where every time they have a good idea for a spinoff, they throw it into a burning pit and ruin it somehow. Monopoly, the game that was meant to be anti-capitalist and then became the, basically got taken and mass-produced in the free market, and stolen from the person who originally made it. It's hilarious in a terrible, terrible way. Hey, 250 out of 266. Nice! Hey, welcome in, Ollie. How you doing? I'm listening. I see that you've all seen that cam sandwich video. discovering what people watch. School at 8:30 is a friggin' dream. Yeah, I wasn't even going to say that, but like, my school started at 8, my guy. The chat is silent. This is also fair. But I'm listening in spirit. So it seems the page really is dead. Oh, the totally legal anime site, of course. Just finished a 16-hour audiobook finally. It wasn't even that good, so you're a bit mad. Aw. I'm glad you finished it, so now you don't have to suffer it anymore, but still sad. If it's Pookie, you are going to be timed out. You'd got some of that for that? Damn. A fish? It's not that. Okay. Ollie, you walk a fine line. That is more... The thing is, you say that more like normally. The way Avon said it just grated on me deeply. Find an alternative. You'd be shocked how easy it is to find another one. Also, school is normally at 9 because you're special. I see. Special! But what is the announcement, Avon? No, like my brain is totally out. I mean, fair enough. Always has been. Whoop. What gender do you think, do I think of you as? Like, being genuinely honest, you are one of those folks that I do not, like, okay. Brief little talk about, like, how I view the entities of chat. There are some folks where I, like, okay, like, I've seen Ollie on a webcam, because Ollie has done, like, little bits on Tim's stream, right? Oh, chat mascot would be fun. I'll need to think on that. But, like, I've seen Ollie, so, like, I have a picture in my head. There was, like, one stream where Ollie popped on and was doing makeup tutorials. Ollie is also from the Ollie streams, but I've seen Ollie on Tim's stream. Yeah, I am my own person. I know! But, so, like, I've got an image in my head. I think, like, this may be a little weird, but, like, there's sort of the, like, human names versus the non-human names. Like, Alyssa, right? Like, that's just a variation on the name Alyssa. I have a picture in my head of Alyssa as a gal, right? But, like, I don't have a mental image in my head of T West Cat or a fluffy pug. Like, I think of you are people, but my mental image, if I'm trying to, like, the profile pic, is usually just kind of, like, I don't have a visual image in my head. Which is very weird when I actually, like, say that. But there isn't, like, a profile pic. Being a person is a dream. Oh no, you're being bullied. No! Wish I was a person. All I am is a person. Oh, Persage. I'm an abstract concept. Let's go! So, yeah, like, genuinely, I think I view a lot of chat in a very, like, non-binary way, right? Like, you are entity. You are abstraction. If you asked me to, like, firmly guess, I suspect that many of the folks in chat are probably, like, masculine presenting. Like, that is the vibe I get from a number of folks. But, like, genuinely, Avon, I do not have a solid read on you. So, genderless would be my answer. You think I hate binary? But I love ones and zeros. This is good. Room. Ollie presenting. Exactly. And that's, like, I've certainly talked about this before. But that's kind of, that is very much the, like, my gender concept is I am me. Want anything more than that? We're gonna need to spend a lot more time. Genderless, really. Yeah, genuinely. Like, you are someone that I would probably refer to as just, like, they, them, just very consistently. Johan is ink fluid. Exactly. Bro, we are extra binary. All zeros and ones for you. This is true. This is true. And hey, you know, like, just like extra sensory is referring to things off the sensory spectrum. Extra binary. You're all off the gender spectrum. Has such a big brain, I can see it from the Netherlands. I am binary. I am either a 1 or a 0, not a 0.1, 0.4, etc., etc. Good luck guessing if I'm a 1 or a 0. Good question. Because I'm there also, Ollie. Fair. But yeah, no, like genuinely, Avon, I do not get a strong gender identity from you. Should have never asked this question. I'm sorry. Not trying to be offensive. Just that you asked a question, and that is genuinely, I see most of chat as chat. I do find it very funny. Building on that a little bit, I've got a number of friends that I know in real life, but don't live around anymore, and mostly have them mostly communicate via like Discord. And it's funny because if I don't like see a picture of them or see them in person very frequently, I stop thinking of them as them, or like I stop having the mental image of them, and I literally just think of them as like their avatar, which is really funny and really annoying sometimes, because sometimes you just want to think of a friend's face. It's not offensive, just complicating it. It's because it's a complicated question, genuinely. I, like, if you held a gun to my head and said, you, like, are you saying, do I think of you as a boy or a girl? Like, is that the question? And you are looking for just one of those two answers? Because, like, we can do it, gun to my head, I have to answer that question. But, like, that's not what I really think about? Never considered other people in Twitch chat box could be Dutch. Yes! That's the beautiful thing, is you never know where they are on the other side. One of those two answers. So if it's boy or girl, I would probably say boy, but that's mostly just because, like, I think statistically, there tend to be more guys on Twitch. But, like, that's very much like, you are going to shoot me if I don't answer kind of thing. That's not a strongly felt thing. Am I sure? I'm sure that that's the answer that I would spit out. But again, that's not like a deeply held conviction. And what the fuck am I? Again, like quite genuinely, I think like most of the folks that I'm like, I am not sure of the gender, I would probably just be like, guy. But like, again, his chat. Idiot sandwich, damn. No, I'm not a dog, I'm a, wait, what am I? Inky Stinky, oi! So in Johan's head, I'm a bomb, or a cat since my username contains a cat? Well, no, and that's, like, I don't typically see y'all's profile pictures, right? So I don't, like, even though, like, pugs, I've seen the little, like, grumpy face on a number of things, because, like, it will show up as, like, little, creator profile on level things. But even with that, like, it doesn't appear in chat a whole lot, and so most of my interactions, the face of pug is blue username with the artist badge. Similar to you. So, like, I don't have a specific mental image, but that is the, like, visual codex that's associated with it. I am 2 emoji and a name. Chat, is this real? The chat emote? But yeah, I don't know, it's interesting because I cannot fully describe it in my head, but it is just very, like, I don't know, I hadn't given that much thought to it, but the mental image that I hold in my head for people whose faces I have not seen, and even people whose faces I have seen, can become very abstract and very amorphous very quickly. Boop. 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 Okay. I will say, Pug, it's deeply hilarious to me how frequently you do understand this stuff, because It vaguely concerns me how similar our brains seem to operate a number of times. Because, like, oh no, 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 no. Okay, new PB, but that's miserable. No. 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 I'm so sad. Oh no. Oh, we just needed to do 2 hypers. Oh, pain. Can do anything you set your mind to. That's how I learned to whistle. I'm still bad at whistling, but yeah, I did work on that. It's funny. I learned how to whistle by reverse engineering my throat singing. Remember the 3C final room? Remember how my qualm with it was the hard bit was literally right at the end? This blows. Yeah, no, this is, In the mind of an ink blob, I do not exist. I am the section of a being only referred to as chat. I do not have a gender or a way to be referred. I am only known by the name I have. Well, it's... I want to be clear because it's not that I see everyone as like... I do not see you guys as the amorphous blob of chat because, like, you all have different personalities and different, like, memories associated with you, right? Like, there's different vibes. Ready for chapter 9 soon? I hope. But yeah, like, you know, Uno. Great example. I have, like, Uno has a distinct personality. Uno is not simply chat. Same thing with everything. There are times where chat does act as chat. But no, like, y'all are still individuals. It's just the, like, mental image and concept. I'm not thinking of the physical entity behind the keyboard. I think of the person behind the keyboard, right? Like, there is still a personality. There's still a driving, living thing behind it, but I'm not thinking of, like, the meat suit that's being piloted. Well, I got muted for 10 minutes? I do recall this. Mia's be here. Success is all but guaranteed. True. That's why we're doing better all of a sudden. If I don't have a keyboard? Good question. Nah, we're not individual. Uh-oh. It is weird because our brains work similarly, but also not. Like, there are things our brains do the same way, do the same, but also, you know how I constantly visualize things. Yeah, no, it's... There are things that I'm like, I have not had other people sync up with me on this that we sync up on, but yeah, there are some very big differences as well. It's just, it's goofy how frequently it is like, oh yeah, that. Isn't that the platonic ideal of gender expression or expression in general, having one's perception of you be entirely due to your own chosen actions? Kinda, yeah. Essie remembers my government name. Woohoo! Shoot, I accidentally reconstructed the idea of gender from a joke again. Uh-oh. Whoops, I did it again. I feel like I was also saying something important, but brain has gone away. Hey, welcome in, quote. How goes? Play lots of games. No! Goddamn. So we just need to hyper twice at the end. We just need to continue being okay at getting to that point, and then also work in the double hyper. This should be fine. Why couldn't a skeleton go to prom? Because it had a bone to pick with the organizer? Major League Gaming. It was bonely? Oh, man. Boop. It was really weird having my jank nonsense with identity be met with complete understanding. Hell yeah. Okay. Bump, 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 bump. Okay. No! Who here remembers Plague Inc? I do. I liked that. Totally just swap personality for a day when a stream happens to see how long it takes for someone to realize we're not the other person. Oh dear. No, because he was ugly, fat, and nobody liked him. Aww. But he's just bones. Are you saying he's big boned? Damn. Poor little guy. Bup, bup, bup. Nobo and I are family? Aw. Twitch is telling me to tell you to check Discord? And why is that? But I won't waste points. Alright. Yeah. Never understand the feeling of stepping on something, thinking, what the hell was that, and then seeing what it was in the small... and it's a small animal that might have killed you? Yeah, no, I saw the little bit about the scorpion, and... whoo! That is... I'm very glad I have not experienced that, and I truly hope that I don't. Suddenly, plot twist, Johan has actually been live from Australia this entire time. Boop. Ah. Bono Certus. Bump. Bum 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 bum. Okay. Okay. We can do this. Wouldn't work for me. I've played Celeste too good at it. Uh-oh. Okay. Okay. Anyone remember Uno Pokénon Gamer? I do indeed. I remember the pain. Boop, boop, boop. Okay. Come on. Come on. We can do this. We believe. You know how I'm fairly careful about not leaking the info, and yet you have put your first name in the Steam account? Yeah. Remember when I first joined Stream, I didn't realize that until like an hour later. It was real confusing. Made a mean curry soup yesterday and ate today too. Nice. Like the way it felt, I thought it was like a piece of plastic. Oh no. I can kind of see that because like the carapace would be very kind of like plasticky feeling because kind of light but hard. But oh, why was it mean? What did it do? We had Uno Pokemon Gamer and Uno Pokénon Gamer, which were two separate people, so it was very difficult to figure out who was who a lot of the time. We specifically VIP'd, I think we VIP'd Robert so that we could help tell them apart. Yeah, and then we had other people join in, but we just, both Robert and Uno were consistently being the same person. I should also say, Robert is the lost stick figure, because originally the username was Robert and then a long string of numbers. Felt like stepping on one of those green toy soldiers. Oh man. Oh goodness. That makes me even more terrified of scorpions. That's the funniest reason to give VIP. I think it's one of the only reasons I've given it, because, like, I still don't know, like... I don't know, there's so much pressure with giving out VIP, like... For what reason is it done? What qualifies someone as a VIP? Because pretty much everyone is here fairly consistently, and I love hanging out with y'all. Like, if we had a giant influx of people, I would probably VIP all of these folks that are here currently, right? Like, but... without that, it's sort of like, I don't know, you're all awesome chat folks. Well, gotta go, gonna play Jackbox Party Pack 3, hell yeah! Have fun, enjoy having a good time with folks. Give Ollie VIP? I mean, we can. I think we have Tim VIP. That makes sense. Time to make new accounts to get VIP then, ayo. Whoop. I wouldn't want everyone to be VIP because that would mess up the chat color equilibrium, right? Well, and that's part of why it's like, that's part of why I'm like, I don't want to like just... It is something where it will make sense if we ever hit it big and like there's massive amounts, right? Because then it helps pick folks out of a crowd, and then the equilibrium wouldn't be thrown off too much. But I'd feel bad not giving everyone VIP. Right? No, that's kind of it, right? So it's like there's like Tim makes sense because like Tim is someone that like does a lot, supports the channel super consistently, love the content, all of that stuff. So it's just sort of like, you know. And then Robert is that because of differentiation, and then I feel bad taking it away. VUP, very unimportant person. VNC, very normal chatter. Yeah. The platonic ideal of the normal chatter. If Johan hits it big, he'll quit and make a new channel. You're not entirely wrong. Like, nope, too big, too scary. VSP, very stupid person. Incorrect. Truly terrifying, the day of popular Johan. Yeah, like, I should not be given power. That's a bad idea. Like, I'm sure I've told, okay. I've told the story of Finger Puppet Steve before, right? Already been seen on the Baba Discord. Uh-oh. Yeah, but I have, like, that, I don't think that created, like, a big uptick. Like, who, what now? Wait, have I, okay. Okay, so, when I was in college, I was part of the Residence Hall Association. So basically, I was on a campus that encouraged people to live on it. And basically, you could be a resident, like a resident assistant, an RA, who basically is being paid with like free housing to make sure that if the toilet clogs, it gets cleaned and stuff like that, and help resolve, I guess, kind of domestic dispute kind of stuff between roommates. Which I was aiming for because that would have been very nice, and then a number of circumstances kind of messed that up. But as part of trying to make it to being an RA, I joined the Residence Hall Association, RHA. And because that was sort of a good pipeline for it, demonstrating that, oh, like, you can make, like, fun events to get people engaged. I was the only person in my residence hall who wanted to be in the Residence Hall Association, meaning I was given full discretion over the hall budget and making decisions about things. I think I'm a generally responsible person, but also, like, come on, would you guys really trust me with any amount of consistent money trying to do a thing? Like, no, I know myself well enough to know that I will find some very goofy and irresponsible uses for it. Ergo, I needed a balance to my power, and since no people were willing to join the RHA, gamble it all on snail races. Yeah, hell yeah. Trust you with all my money, which is a single dime? Well, okay, you know, that we can maybe we can have that work out. But basically, I created a balance to my power you versus a randomly selected other person, I choose you. That's fair. Like, you know, better the devil you know, right? My bot broke? Oh, is it just not? Oh, hold on, let me make sure it's running. Come on, streamer bot, don't be a goof. It is already running. Okay, so why are you not connected? Twitch broadcaster. Oh. Okay, we're going to close it and redo it. It wasn't connected. Weird. Okay, hold up. Bup. In any case, while we're rebooting that, basically, I created a little finger puppet. If anyone's read the Origami Yoda books, I looked up, they had instructions for making like little finger puppets. So I used that. Okay, now let's see if this will work. Yep. Flip for sanity. Hell yeah! All right, thank you. We got double flip. Why we did it at the same time? Because we both wanted to test. I appreciate. Here, we'll give you an extra clean flip for the inconvenience. Bump. But basically folded one, drew a little face on it, and started bringing it to RHA meetings and signing it in. And named him Steve. And that was actually funny enough that it got 3 other folks to start joining the RHA from my hall. So Steve was my counterbalance to power. because I should not be given that much responsibility. I should not be given such a large platform. And so yes, if I ever made it big, I would certainly need some sort of Steve equivalent. Boop, boop, boop. I was just looking at an example of quicksort, and like, I understand conceptually how the algorithm works, as it is very simple, but I somehow can't follow what the code is doing. Oh, brain, which one is quicksort? Is quicksort the one with pivots? Divide and conquer, split an array, right? Yeah, it's the recursive pivot point one, right? Yeah. Yeah, it's the way that folks code it is sometimes a little goofy, but yeah, like as long as you understand it, and then just you can do it without getting too funky with the code, but a lot of people like to. I'd think bro either barks to someone wanting to put something in my drink, or he'd apologize for not letting him do. I feel like I missed. Oh, trust the Hans with my drink. Oh yeah, no, that's fair. I do actually joke about that, or like joke with that. Sometimes, but words. If someone asks me to like watch something or be a guard dog, I will actually like jokingly bark, because it does put people very far off. Start with ordered list, select pivot point at center, evens, choose left, right. Yeah. I don't have a spicy bone in my body. Yes. Bump. Woof woof. Repeating this since it got lost in the quote. See, thank you. Chat, should I commit various crimes and then blame it on Pug since we're apparently the same person? Don't worry, I won't actually commit crimes. That would be stupid. I mean, I think we can tell you apart, but, Tis a free Twitch chat. Oh yeah. Everything smaller goes left, everything bigger goes right, then apply the same algorithm to be partition. Yeah. No, and that's, what was, brain was that Corker or Jammer? Corker, yes. Saying, you know, clean implementation is not necessarily efficient, and vice versa, right? I think it's always good to do. I think it's always good to do. I prefer to do clean ones when I'm learning, and then can bring in the efficiency. Yes, that was definitely meant as an insulting you're gay. Me, Ali, be gay. But what if I'm not gay? Well, I mean, you can still be straight and do crimes. It's just, you know, less fun, I guess. I'm apparently gay now. Truly a terrible fate. Me who is still deeply disappointed that I seem to be biromantic, but heterosexual. Very disappointing. Funny detail I noticed in Nichijou, the class that the main schoolgirls go to is class 1Q. I don't know if the joke is that the class doesn't exist or that lettered classes actually go that far. That's a fair point. I'm not sure which is funnier. Perhaps both, and leaving it ambiguous is part of the point. I like myself the recursive implementation, which moves the answer up the chain. I just like recursion. Honestly, same. Recursion is neat. Like, yeah, I like to do clean implementations when possible, but I can consider a recursive one clean as long as it's like well complemented. Ah, yes. You know, you're doing a great job, recursive function. No, but like a well-commented recursive function that like labels the base case and explains like the logic of it, I think can be a super clean one. And it feels clean looking in the code. Class Q implies a class, yeah, A through P, which is 16 classes and Q is 17. But the stack frame overhead, I know, but that's the beautiful thing. I haven't ever had to deal with optimized programs, so I shall simply make the CPUs weep. Quicksort is inherently recursive. I have seen implementations that have done it without recursion, but yeah, using while loops for repetition looks jank. Yeah, but there was a classmate who did that when we were learning the algorithms. Neither. There we go. Don't understand anything what's being said. OMG, I'm fever dreaming. We're talking about a software algorithm for sorting a list. So basically, if you pass a list into a function and you don't know if it's sorted or not, you want it to be something where it comes out sorted, because then you can use that for things like searching it quickly. There are other algorithms that can leverage that. So we're talking about one particular one called quicksort, which operates by basically splitting the list into two pieces over and over again until the size of each list is 1, and then starts reassembling them in order. The cat and the bee are code names? Okay. Evade taxes, but that's how they got Al Capone. 17 classes, and with at least 20 students per class, that means the actual impressive part is the number of teachers that work at the same time. A 1Q implies a 2Q. I don't know how many years there are in the school, but it's actually at least 34 teachers. Hot damn. Surely this is a stream. Surely. We've got 20 minutes to get this done. I believe in us. Check Discord. We'll try and find some time for Jump On. I think we'll do that right at the end when we give up. Ah! Let's lock in. Surely if I leave now. No! You're getting old. Oh no! Not the inevitable march of time. Whatever shall we do? Up. Up, up, whoop, whoop. Ooh! Oh, that felt slick. That's gotta be it, right? Can ink blobs even get old? Well, there's not really a significant aging process. Boop. 22. I don't actually know that song well enough to even attempt to sing it. But please know, in my heart, I started singing 22. No! Ink dry out. True, but that's why we get fresh ink. Optimizing sorting algorithms get way more interesting when you get into situations where the dataset has some kind of predictable behavior, so that you're not just sorting an unsorted dataset entirely, but it's like partly sorted, I'm guessing. 3 years till adult. Dun dun dun. Rob's gonna see y'all in X hours, Y minutes, and Z seconds, and remember, Johan, dying is gay, so make sure to die an even amount of time so they even out. Oh, so that I can get the best of both worlds. Thank you for popping in. Infinitum. I'm gonna go with infitum, because I am struggling deeply. It was nice having you. Thank you for popping in. Hopefully, glad you had a good time. Bet my inky butt I'm singing that silly Taylor Swift song on my birthday. Hell yeah. You've reminded me. I believe I got, my parents gifted me, I can't remember, it was either a toothbrush or a singing card, that sang that song on my 22nd. Butt is such a cute and silly word, isn't it? Stinky inky butt. Tax evasion, but I mean, if you aren't earning money, you can't evade them. Like, you are tasked with sorting a set of particles back to front for rendering. The particles move relatively slowly, and the camera position and angle can change, but probably not very dramatically, so you're usually starting with a list that's kind of already sorted. Yeah, so it's like, how can I optimize that? How can I leverage the partial sort to make it faster? In AOC, I implemented a version of bubble sort that uses a custom comparison function instead of just less than. Oh, okay. Interesting. You can steal money, though? True. But, okay, well, I will say, I did see, it was really funny to me. Oh, someone showed me a picture of an, US tax form that had a category for illegal income, which is so funny to me because, like, it doesn't have you indicate what the crime was. It just says illegal income, which is genius Because it, like, you could put down money in there and there's not, like, that's probably not grounds for an investigation or legal action. Like, oh, now I gotta fill out that I got it illegally. Well, it's probably something where you can do that so the government gets their tax money and you don't have to worry about them doing a tax audit and going, oh, you've got income that can't be explained and we're going to get you on that. Like, paying taxes on illegal money might not actually be a terrible idea. I would need to look at that more, but the concept is hilarious. It means an audit will come up clean, right? So it's like, there may actually be advantages to paying taxes on illegally gained money, which that's really funny to me. Yay, neighbors! Because you were supposed to get sort a list according to rules. Format is something like 53518, meaning 53 must become before 19. Oh God, I do need to pick up on that because I think that may have been the problem I stopped on. Device is about to die. Bye-bye. Yawn before I have to say. Have a good one, Avon. Have a good one. Sigh. Been thinking of quitting school ever since I did bad, even though that led to people realizing me is not fine. Now that spring break could probably be a good idea since I don't want to deal with exams, but I don't know how to tell your parents. First off, thank you for the hydrate. Secondly, what's the pickup line? I've been addicted to Minesweeper, can I sweep you too? Fantastic. By Avon. Computational problems are just 3 sorting problems in a trench coat, yeah. The other thing is Nobo. Like, again, I don't know all of your life circumstances. The thing I will say is that even if school is a very tough thing, I did not like school and I did not get a huge amount out of school. It still has made life significantly easier because I now have a piece of paper that says I can do the thing. I went to college and got a fancier piece of paper that said I can do even more thing, which has been, I don't know if it's actually been beneficial or not in my job search. I think it has been. But did the school got no paper? Well, yeah, I didn't get an actual piece of paper, but it's still something where I can put that down. I can put down that, hey, I have passed high school. You know, I've graduated the sort of state required education. And then on top of that, I have, I've done extra. Again, the extra bit, I'm not even going to get into that, but having passed the basic level is really useful. The tutoring I do for folks is trying to help them get, it's people who did stop going to basically public school and are trying to get an equivalent thing. Literally failing everything and already gave up on even trying to recover, so like, it's either I leave now or leave later, but then I guess I don't really have great advice for it, but I would encourage you, Nobo, to not give up on it. Taking a break from it, like, it's tough, but, like, trying to see if there's a way for you to take a year away from it. I know there's usually weird laws about that and such, but taking some time to recover and then get back out into it, like, I will say, my year of streaming was basically me taking gap year from life. I was fortunate enough that I have been able to basically not have to pay that much for my existence and do that. And that helped me figure out that, hey, you know, libraries are something that I think I really do want to do. I'm still not super confident on that. Oh man, okay, hold up. Okay. Here's the deal. I'm gonna do 5 more runs. After those 5 more runs, I want to have a quick, like, important chat. I want to give full brain to that. So we're gonna do 5 more serious runs. We're gonna have a serious, like, little life chat. We'll go look at Jump Han, and then I need to go. But that's what we're gonna do. Hey, can you read me like a book in a sexy way? Oh no. Let's go, Johan life chat. Woohoo! So okay, this is run 1 of 5. Let's go. Schmexy. Nope. Okay. 1 of 5 failed. 2 of 5. Come on. Focusing up. Boop, boop. God damn. Okay. That one we're not counting. 3 of 5. We've got this. We will do this. Focus Han is so real. Focus Han is gonna do great. Boop, boop, boop. Using the classic book talk pickup lines, I see. No! Okay, last one. What even is Han at this point? Good question. What is Han? Boop, boop, boop. I abruptly stopped commenting, you know why. Alright. That's our Celeste. We made some progress. We will get there. I have determined I need to figure out the exact streaming time, but I think I will probably be streaming from like 1 to 3 on Wednesday, because I now know I've got the meeting. I have not played Super Ghouls and Ghosts. I don't think I've even heard of it. But see ya Johanning. Alright. Thank you, T West. I do want to briefly talk about like what Nob was talking about with like the future bit, because and like taking a gap to redo stuff. I talked about this a bit while doing my Crooked Man pre-records. Fantastic game, by the way, with some really, really interesting thoughts that, I don't know, maybe want to look at that. Also, trigger warning for suicidal stuff, and it's not a light game, but it was quite fun and had some good thoughts. But basically, I took a year off from life in a lot of ways, the year I was streaming, because basically I was working retail, that was trying to get some job experience and just sort of get some stuff cooking, that was transitioning into some stuff I hadn't done before, basically building out a more generalized resume at that point, and then I went, well, I'm gonna get stuck here if I keep going, and that was not, and so I'm gonna quit. I quit. I was fortunate enough where I was able to be basically living with my folks, not paying rent, not having to basically afford much. I had some savings. And then I went, I'm going to try streaming, because at that point, I did not really have any sort of strong hobby or strong like drive to do stuff. And so I went, I'm going to try and get through my backlog of games. I'm going to try and do it in a way that it's ostensibly creative output and do something about that. And I had no clue where I wanted to step next, really. Thank you for the flip. I had no clue really where I wanted to go next, because I got a computer science degree from college. I did some computer science work and went, this is not something I want to do as a 9-to-5. It will drive me up a wall. It's changing a little bit. I may reinvestigate that at some point, but it's something where I really need to believe in it. And I have thought about a number of careers. I've got a psych degree as well. I was considering being a therapist. There's a lot of extra schooling in that for something that doesn't really give me the freedom that I want to in trying to talk about stuff, because like I couldn't have this conversation with a patient because that's outside the bounds of structured therapy. Whereas I really like to talk to people as people, and that's something that you can't really do as a therapist in a lot of ways. I did actually look into chaplaincy for a little while because there's fewer restrictions on that. As someone who does computer science 9-to-5, it drives me up the wall. Yeah, and it's like I know I could do it. I did it for 3 months as like part of an internship. The project management, if I can find a job, if I can find a comp sci job where I'm not having to spend more of my time on the project management aspect of it, I will do great. So I'm probably going to keep it as a hobby. But basically, I took that gap year to just give myself some breathing room, because I was so deeply freaked out about what I wanted to do, because nothing felt right. Nothing still feels right. I'm currently working 15 hours a week as the bottom rung of a library job that doesn't give me the experience needed to move up into the next phase of it. And now working about 22 hours a week in a dead-end retail job for a company that is probably not going to be here in a year, because I know I can fit that around the library stuff if I happen to get another one. And it's rough. It's physically rough on my body. It's not stuff that I really super love doing, but I'm doing it because I at least have some goal that I've picked for myself, because I was able to do some research into libraries enough to figure out there are aspects of it that I like. And I like talking to people. I like streaming. I enjoy that. I enjoy sharing content with folks. That's called freelancing. Yeah, except the stress of client stuff freaks me the hell out. So that's why not freelancing and why hobby. Um, but basically taking that time gave me the breathing space to go explore some stuff and figure out some parts of who I am, to figure out what are some good paths forward. And I'm not confident on my path. I am not it's easily shaken. I have been getting a lot of rejections from the jobs I'm applying to, and it sucks. It is mentally taxing. I am not doing thousands of applications like some other folks because I'm specifically targeting certain things. It's draining. Even so. But it's still something where it is a next step on the path. And I think if I can get into that, I will hopefully then be able to see the next step from there. And I think life is very easy to let it be super overwhelming, and you can't see anything more than just the void opening out before you. But I don't know who I'm going to be in 10 years. I don't know where I'm going to be in 10 years. But what I do know is I can do some things to start stepping in that direction. And I would highly recommend that if there's anyone who is feeling that like, oh my god, I don't know where to go, take a gap year. And that doesn't have to be a year, doesn't even have to be like a legitimate gap. Maybe your gap year is dropping into something that is lower energy that you know you can do to sustain yourself, even if it's just like a different job or whatnot. But if you have the ability, try and find a way to build that space in your life to figure out the next step, and don't put the pressure on yourself to figure out everything. Just figure out that next step, take that next step, and you'll see new options. So that's just, I think, what I really wanted to get across is like, there have been things I've quit in my life, but there's a lot of things where just taking a break from it was even better. So sorry, let me catch up real quick. Johan clone backwards is Johan. Oh yeah, I don't know how it works in the US, but in Spain there are some alternatives. Also, high school is actually voluntary in just the last 2 years. The alternatives isn't school, it's actually straight up how to work on a job place, which sounds way more useful than whatever is going on in physics right now. No, and that's great, and that's what I was trying to get at, Nobo, was there are alternatives. But dropping out of school does not have to be... So if you're looking at alternatives, that's absolutely legitimate. There's a lot of people when they're talking about doing that, it's because it's, I'm done with it, I'm throwing up my hands. But yeah, no, I know, so yeah, the tutoring I'm doing is helping out some folks in the US. It's GED tutoring, graduate equivalency diploma. And that's basically if they don't make it through school and get their high school diploma. Orbhan is pronounced like Siobhan. Oh, so Orvan. But basically it's a, hey, you can demonstrate competencies in these 4 key areas, and we'll consider that equivalent to a high school education. So if there are things like that, yeah, that is absolutely a legitimate path. Just, like, sometimes life is overwhelming, and sometimes you just can't be stringing everything together, so figuring out how to pull back a little bit, simplify your life, so that you can take one step, and then see what the next step is, I think is really good. So... I just wanted to make sure that was out there, because that's something I've done in my life a number of times. And not everyone is fortunate enough to be in a position to do, like, I wasn't working for 9 months there, right? From January up through September when I got the part-time paging job. I wasn't working. I was not doing anything to increase my finances, really. Most people can't do that at the age I'm at, right? But, you know, just trying to find ways to simplify it a little bit. See if there's ways to do just a little less so that you can focus on redirecting a little bit more. It's, I guess, shifting from doing the day-to-day and shifting a bit more energy into management is how I feel it. But, yeah. Throwing up my hands. Whenever I'm in class, I get so stressed I literally throw my hands to my hair and start scratching. Some friends have noticed. Well, I also have a lot of white stuff. Oh, the dandruff? Yeah, tied to stress, so more stress particles. Yeah. Stress particles for dandruff? Yeah. No, and that's what I'm saying. I cannot give comprehensive, like, a comprehensive talking to, because, like, I don't know all of it, and, you know, I'm not that person. I'm not that person in your life. I just, in general, if there's anyone who is watching this, who is, you know, interacting with me in my sphere, who is feeling stressed and overwhelmed, I just want to make sure that people remember it's okay to, like, pull back from something without crashing out of something. Because that, I know that when I get stressed, I tend to get into that very, like, all or nothing thinking of, it's like, either I keep doing this or I stop everything. It's like, most of the time you can find a way to just, like, tweak it back a bit. And sometimes you have to tweak it back even more, but there's still always a path forward. And I personally sometimes forget that and freak out. So I just want to make sure that other folks remember there are paths forward. All right. Good night. Bye-bye. I'm gonna look at the Johan stuff, and then we'll call it a day. Oh, we're still in the memes channel. Oh, zebra chart. Oh, that's adorable. Adorable. Be lying if I claimed I haven't entertained the idea of trying to go on extended leave of absence from my job and just, like, mentally reset because a couple of weeks vacation isn't enough to do it. Right? Yeah. Yep. Yeah, well, I will check out the city trailer, absolutely. But what an adorable little boy. Oh, and cute. Oh, I can see stylistically why you're saying it's just kind of like manga brought to life. But something mortgage put some limitations on that. No, absolutely. And that's why I'm saying it's like not everyone can do that, right? But even then, like, just for me, sometimes, like, I've seen friends who've been, like, super engaged in a bunch of hobbies, right? And those are great, but sometimes if you can't move around your job, maybe you can move around your hobbies. And just, like, there's usually a way to make a little more space in your life to just, like, exist and recalibrate. Because it was right on the edge there. Oh my god, Bounce Han! Orbhan, that's adorable. That's super cute, Robert. I'm impressed. No. And you animated your profile pic. Sick. Super cute. Thank you. Each thing, I hate when fam mentions my sexuality. Like, I never talk about your heterosexuality. Yep. I'm pretty fluid, so people say, yeah. Yep. No, and there's a lot of things like that where it's like, oh no, man. Like, if it's relevant to you, sure, talk about it. Otherwise, I don't know. Yeah. Something, the government sucks, something, I suppose. Hey, yeah, government. One of those things that I would not be alive without the benefits of society, but also sometimes society is real annoying. But yeah, so I just wanted to throw that out there because the things you were saying are things that reminded me of some places where I've been where it's very all or nothing. I just wanted to take a moment to say things aren't always black or white. There's usually shades of gray where you can build some space. So try and think about that a little bit. It's like debt consolidation, but less predatory. So thank you all. This has been absolutely lovely. I'm so glad to still be able to, like, sit down and touch base with folks. So looking forward. Wednesday we should have a stream, and also potentially Thursday. We may be able to do a little bit of streaming on Thursday because I've got my library job isn't doing it that day, so I should hopefully do that because I won't be able to next Monday. But hopefully we can sneak in a cheeky little extra stream this week. Yeah, we might have a Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. I'm not 100% confident on it, but there's a real possibility. Our meal, not a snack, a whole goddamn meal. All right, and I'm not seeing anyone live that we typically raid out to. If anyone has a recommendation, I'm down for it, but I gotta go in basically now, so give a moment in case there's anyone that's like, yo, we should go check them out. But Shifu was saying that he's looking to be moving, so is kind of busy. All right. Oh, Johan plays things. Yeah, I guess we can raid to ourselves. All right. Thank you all for watching. This has been fantastic. I hope you all are doing well in life. I'm doing my best as well. Hopefully catch you Wednesday. But for now, I must bid you adieu. Bye. Oh, the work was fun, but the wages low. Leave her, Johann, leave her. I guess it's time for us to go, and it's time for us to leave her.